onions, cabbages, and scallions, and all kinds of...
You probably think you know a banana when you see it, but you'd be wrong. There are actually over 1,000 different breeds of banana, but most of the world, and that most likely includes you, eats just one. It's this one, the Cavendish banana. First created in an English greenhouse in the 1800s, Cavendish is the top banana by far. About 50 billion of the curvy yellow fruit are eaten worldwide each year, and they're basically the only variant of banana that's exported to the Western world. A $25 billion industry is built on the back of this single banana breed, but they could soon go the way of the dodo unless science finds a way to save them. Here's the root of the problem. Unlike the rather disgusting looking wild banana, the bananas we eat today are sterile. They've been bred to have no seeds. Instead, they are grown from root cuttings called suckers. Asexual reproduction means a lack of genetic diversity. Every banana is an identical clone to every other banana, which leaves the plant highly susceptible to disease. And sure enough, disease is exactly what is threatening the Cavendish banana. One of the most destructive plant diseases ever, in fact, Panama disease, caused by a type of fungus called Fusarium Oxysporum. This voracious predator gets into the banana plant through its roots, then blocks the flow of nutrients and water through its system, causing discoloration, wilting, and finally, death. It's a scourge with no cure, and nothing has been found that can keep it at bay for long. This disease has gradually spread to every part of the world that grows Cavendish bananas, and it could easily wipe them out altogether, leaving supermarket shelves tragically bare of the world's most popular fruit. And we know just how destructive this fungus has the potential to be because this has all happened before. But more on that later. The fungus, a type of mold, operates by using the banana's own defense mechanism against it. Unlike animals, which have specialized cells that roam the body and can attack invasive pathogens, a plant's defense system has to operate on the level of the individual cell. Often this takes the form of programmed cell death. Essentially, plants sacrifice the cells that are under attack to save the organism as a whole. This works very nicely on pathogens that use the living cells of their host to get their nutrients. Unfortunately, Fusarium is a necrotroph. Its favorite food is dead plant cells. Fusarium releases a toxin to deliberately trigger programmed cell death in its host, creating loads of dead cells it can eat and use to fuel its gradual, unhaltable spread. Fusarium Oxysporum isn't just deadly, it's incredibly infectious and resilient too. It can survive, lying dormant in the soil, living off decaying material, for decades before something tasty comes by for it to devour. This murderous, oxysporum-infested mud can then be spread by flooding or by humans, carried on the soles of our boots or the tyres of our vehicles. Suckers that are used to grow new bananas have no symptoms when they're infected, so they're another common way for the disease to hop from region to region. In the 1990s, Panama disease was first found to be infecting Cavendish bananas in parts of Asia. Soon it had taken hold across the continent. Then it reached Australia, then Africa, then the Middle East, and in 2019 a national state of emergency was declared in Colombia, as the first ever cases were reported in South America. Okay, now for a plot twist. When I told you earlier the Cavendish was the best banana, I was deliberately omitting a key detail, because another banana, the Gros Michel, or Big Mike, is actually richer, sweeter, and firmer than the substandard mushy fruit we eat today. The Gros Michel was the world's main banana until the 1950s, when it was essentially wiped out by a variant of the very same apocalyptic fungus that's now back for second helpings. Yes, 75 years ago, bananas tasted different. What we use today is the backup banana, the one we had to jump ship to when the Gros Michel was consumed by Fusarium. The Cavendish banana, while a little blander, was initially immune to infection, but what emerged in the 1990s was a new, more aggressive variant of the fungus, nicknamed TR4, and it can overcome its defences. If we lose the Cavendish too, what are the odds we can hop to a third banana? There surely must be a good alternative among the 1,000+ different breeds. And some sound great. The blue Java banana, for instance, apparently tastes like vanilla ice cream, while the lady finger banana is a bit stumpy, but very sweet and also resistant to browning. The trouble is, the industry behind the fruit is much larger than it was in the 1950s, and everything from the harvesting to the growing to the transportation is set up with the Cavendish in mind. Besides, most bananas are just as prone to infection. Experts say less than 10% of bananas resist the new breed of Fusarium, and many that do have seeds or are otherwise unsuitable for eating. In the Blitz, with no way to import their favourite crescent-shaped crop, the British ate parsnips flavoured with banana extract. Are we doomed to repeat that same grisly fate? Perhaps not. Preventing the spread of Fusarium is only delaying the inevitable, so scientists' mission has become making a banana that can take it on. Crossbreeding resistant bananas with the Cavendish is a very slow process though, because getting seeds from a sterile fruit is extremely hard. It requires a genetic fluke and the mushing of thousands of bananas to find even a single seed. While some oppose the use of GMO, advances in genetics have sped up the mission significantly. Scientists can now make precise changes to DNA, splicing in the genes of resistant bananas, other plants, or even completely different organisms like nematodes, to find genes that give immunity to the disease. The traditional crossbreeding and the genetic modification methods have their supporters and opponents, but it seems both may have come up with a solution at around the same time.
Fight!
The Banana Biotech program, led by an Australian scientist named James Dale, has developed a resistant form of Cavendish called QVAC4 that's almost entirely identical, with a single implanted gene from a wild banana that provides resistance to Fusarium. It passed the deregulation process in Australia in February 2024 and can now be grown anywhere in the country. But it will still be seen as a last resort by those who fear genetically modified foods. So now Dale is trying to create a second version through gene editing, not bringing in genes from a different plant, but simply activating or deactivating those that are already present within the Cavendish. Meanwhile, in the realm of traditional breeding, a program called Yellowway, backed by the fruit company Chiquita, has created the Yellowway 1. Unveiled in September 2024, this variant aims for a similar taste and feel to the Cavendish, plus of course resistance to Fusarium. Field trials are planned in infected regions of the Philippines and Indonesia. So it seems the banana may have been given a third chance, but it's not exactly a finished fight. Even if the Cavendish is saved, there are still many other crops that are under threat from the fungus, from strawberries to tomatoes to cotton. Hopefully the advances made and lessons learned in the quest to save the banana can be used to protect these plants too. And of course other researchers are pursuing separate solutions for each crop, fighting dozens of different battles around the world. Still, this saga has revealed just how fragile our global food network, with its heavy reliance on monocultures, truly is. And even if the Fusarium threat is one day thwarted, how long will the bananas of the world know peace before a tropical race 5 arrives with a thirst for revenge?
We'll sell you two kinds of red herring, dark brown and ball bearing. But yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas.